Coming to you live, I am Doug.
I am Greg.
And this is Mike.
And this is the It's Funny That Makes It Okay podcast. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the show. Here we are, 8th of August. It's hard to believe.
Yes, we always say that every week. It's hard to believe.
It just
but
keeps
every
rolling.
week, it's hard to believe.
And it's still hot and humid
Yes.
in Illinois. It feels like somebody hits you in the face with a hot, wet towel. It's
yes,
awful.
it does.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how's everybody doing? Good?
Good. Yeah.
It's been a good week. I got some things. I think we got a couple. We'll kind of jump right in here. I think Mike and you have a couple of gripes. I got a few things from my travels to Atlanta a couple weeks ago for work. We're going to talk about clothing, fashion, what fashions make sense, what don't.
We're basically fashion moguls here.
Well,
That's right.
We're fashion influencers.
Yes.
If you haven't followed us on our social media, you need to. So you can see who's wearing what.
Maybe
What are
that'll
you
be
wearing
that'll
today?
be some of our video.
It might
we'll display
be.
some fashion.
It might be. Greg or Mike, who are you wearing? He's like, Eddie Bauer.
Eddie Bauer.
Oh, it looks good on you.
I'll show my pumpkin festival shirt next month.
There you go.
Who
I thought
are
you were just going
wearing?
to show your pumpkins.
The chamber.
We talked about your smashed pumpkins a few weeks ago.
We don't want smashed pumpkins.
Nope. Then we're going to talk about back to school. The kids are all ramping up, going back to school. Some have started school. Some have
That time
just
of
getting
year.
ready.
Yep.
So I got some things to talk about with school. We're going to talk about a tragic amusement ride. So there was
Never liked the sad stories, but-
and then we have some robot stories because we love the robot stories.
Yes, we
the
do.
robots are getting closer and closer to taking over.
We
And really,
we may
as
be
bad.
we may be robots.
We may be. Birds aren't real. Maybe we're not real.
Yeah.
Greg has seen into the lexicon.
So, I mean, as bad as the humans are doing right now, maybe it's time for the robots. I don't know.
They might do better.
They might. So we may have a robot president. I don't even know. It could be like that from Chuck E. Cheese. Reskinned him, put him up there.
There's a big difference between a robot and a puppet, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay.
The controller is different.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, let's just jump in. I don't know who wants. I'll go last, so I don't know who wants to go first. Rock,
Right
paper,
ahead.
All right.
scissors. Oh, Mike got
Yeah.
scissors.
Mike got
Greg's
the ball.
paper. Okay, Mike's going.
So, well, we take shots here at everybody with our gripes.
Yes.
So, we were at
Oh,
T-Mobile.
he's talking to you, Carl.
That's right. That's right, Carl. But we usually go after the big boys. So McDonald's, I know, is kind of Greg's punching bag. And
What's a love-hate
We'll tack-
relationship? Because he keeps going there, but he keeps griping. So he can't decide. Does he love him? Does he hate him?
Well, they dictate that, you know? It's like some weeks it's good, some weeks not so good.
well, we're going after another big boy here today. T-Mobile.
Hey, they just became a sponsor. This is great. This is going to tie in well. I have no idea what you're going to say. I'm assuming
good.
it's all positive. So go ahead.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, it'll be positive.
So, yeah. We were in the store for new phone for my wife. She's been wanting a new phone for a while.
Oh, that's fun.
She-
It's always
we've-
fun getting a new phone.
Yeah. We've tried to get a new phone a couple times before to no avail. So yesterday, my wife and myself and Greg were out doing some garage sales in the oppressive heat,
Yes.
100% humidity basically.
it was super hot.
that Doug
was
mentioned.
awful.
So we're a couple hours doing that, and yeah, we're pretty gross to say the least. So we go inside of the phone store just because the garage sales were nearby. So it's like, let's just do this. Let's just try again, get this over with. So we're nasty anyway. We're heat exhausted probably. So we're not in bad moods, but it's
No.
like we've had that already to deal with. So
It
we
wouldn't
go
take much to flip the switch
Right.
from good mood to bad mood is what you're saying.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
So we go in the phone store, and you know how it is in any phone store. I think, Greg, what did you say yesterday? It's pretty.
I said it's the next step down from having to wait in the hospital
yeah.
when you're having to wait in a phone store.
I thought that was pretty.
It's usually about the same time frame, too.
Yes. So we were behind one other group of people.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Couple women that were in front of us.
Right. And I mean, 20 minutes maybe. We were
Yeah.
waiting behind them. Whatever. So then we're up next, and the guy in there, he's nice. He's an agreeable guy. So,
Yeah.
but he's manning the whole thing, by himself. People coming after us, so it's just like, oh, come on. So he's fine, and we, say, "Oh, wife's in for a new phone," and so they get that process started. And we go through the whole thing. She picks out her phone, start the process of getting. So it's a trade-in.
Yeah.
Is what we were trying to do. Give them their old phone, take some money off, whatever, get the new phone on the plan, and.
All that went smoothly.
Right.
He's like, yeah, it'll be this much more per month, and you guys were agreeable to that. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, to this point, it's like par for the course, more or less.
What could go wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
So
you felt like Greg at McDonald's. You're at the counter. You've ordered. You're obviously going to get your breakfast
The food
burrito.
should be being made correctly.
Well, there's always a catch, right? So, I mean, he tries a couple times, and he's like, "Well, I can't seem to get it to go." Okay, so he's like, "Well, I've actually got some family members who manage another T-Mobile store, so I'm going to call them real
In
quick."
a neighboring town, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so he gets them called up, and they're like, "Oh, you can't do it?" It's like, "No, I'm trying to do this trade in, and it won't let me. It's just unspecified error or something." He's saying. It's like, okay.
He's holding his phone up over the screen for his sister to see what he's seeing
He's
on the
FaceTiming,
screen.
basically, so she can see what's going on. And she's like, well, I think you should be able to do it. So I think they end the one call. He tries again. It doesn't work. He brings her back up on the FaceTime. And she's like, oh, it still didn't go through, or, something like that.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, wait a second. Oh, that's right. I did. I got an email about this. I'm assuming from corporate, because we don't know.
Yeah, she didn't really say exactly, but that's what it sounded like.
The email said, sorry, our trade-ins are down today. And then from that point, it's like, well, first off, what does that even mean? Trade-ins are down? You can't take an old phone anymore?
Undoubtedly not. She had an email.
And then the kicker, he hangs up with her. He's like, okay, thanks. So it's like, okay, well, we're not getting a new phone. And then he just nonchalantly drops the fact that he's like, oh, yeah, you know what? Yesterday, our upgrades were down. We couldn't upgrade yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday we couldn't upgrade, but today we can't trade.
Excuse me, what? You cannot perform your, 2 essential functions at a phone store?
Yeah.
Why are you even open?
Well, then he even threw out, though, that he could upgrade her.
Yeah, he's
today.
Like, well, he's like, I can upgrade you today since, our upgrades are back on. But it's going to cost you, way much more than what it would have been for a trade. It's like, well, I'm not going to do
What's
that.
the difference, I guess, between an upgrade and a trade then?
Undoubtedly something, because he couldn't do one
So
on
he
either
can
day.
upgrade you to a new phone, but he can't trade you to
We
a
couldn't
new
do a
phone.
trade-in. No trade-ins. Trade-ins were down. So
They were stored.
Yes. You can't do any trades. But it was just the fact he just dropped it so nonchalantly, too.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, by the way, we can't perform half of the reasons why we're here. So
we had an email that upgrades were down yesterday, and we had an email that trades are down today. So you got somebody at corporate. It's like, is that just accepted behavior in a phone company that, oh, yeah, one of our major services is going to be down each day of the week.
And I love the fact that he didn't even know until he had to find out. Oh, by the way, hey, we can't do this anymore. At least today.
He wasn't ranking high enough for that official information.
I guess not.
They were probably happy that just somebody showed up to be in the building, let alone any competency. It's just look.
One other thing, too, is so if he didn't have his other people at the other store, would he have even known? Would we have even gotten an answer to what was going on?
I don't think so. He would have been pushing you for the upgrade for an extra $10, $15 a month.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm not going to do that. I just seriously, that was my question. Is this is okay. I know we get it all the time with the fast food restaurants and stuff. We talk about the customer service, but really, this is how you're going to run your company?
Do you think he was judging you because you were hot and sweaty and thought maybe, these people don't have any money. I don't want to deal with them.
That very well could be.
It could have been. I mean, we were standing next to him at the counter. He may have gotten
I would have thought maybe we smelled and he would have wanted to get us out of there quick, so he would have processed us quicker.
And to the point where, we found out the trades were down, it was, like I said, fairly typical, but I just...
Maybe he liked you, wanted to keep you around for a little longer.
Like I said, he was
Either
very...
way, can I get my phone if that's the case?
Yeah. He was very nice. I mean, but it's just
I just can't believe that they're one of their essential functions. Oh, sorry, we just can't do it.
Yeah.
At the drop of an email. Sorry, it's down. But what does that mean?
Yeah, what does...
You can't just take my old phone?
No,
whatever.
we can't.
I don't understand.
They could if you were going to upgrade it, but not if they were going to.
And then that goes back to your question.
Well,
what is the difference?
Yeah, it's like
why
you're
is
taking
one
the phone
okay?
and giving me a different phone.
Well, didn't she call him today and asked if they're trade-ins?
That's right, yeah. So, okay, so today, the following day, as we're recording, my wife is like, well, I want to try again today. Because he said try again
She's a glutton
tomorrow.
for punishment.
I wasn't sufficiently aggravated yesterday.
Again, she wants the phone. And I get it. Her phone is old. She's running out of space, whatever. So, she's like, I want to try again. I just want to get this over with. So I get it. And then she called I forgot about this. She called earlier and she asked, can I do a trade-in today? And
it was the
she's
same guy, right?
So, well, she called our local branch that the guy talked to on the phone
His sister.
yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
So she's like, well, I haven't tried yet today. So I don't know. I can't tell you.
She didn't get an email?
I was like, you can't tell us.
You can't call a number somewhere and say, hey, can we do this?
Well, and she's like, well, you could actually call the one you went to yesterday. Maybe they can tell you. So she did. Oh, sorry. I haven't done one yet today. I don't know. You can't tell me.
I'm sure it'll be just fine.
Seriously.
He's like, you can come in and try.
I don't understand. It's like at work. It's like, hey, you know what? Can we call?
If they get back before we're done, we'll have to have her come down and give us an update.
I think so. It's like, hey, yeah, can we get at work? Can you imagine doing that at work? Like, oh, hey, Mike, I'm going to need you to make some maps. You know what? I don't know. My mapping service may be down today. I don't know. I have to go look. I have to check.
Well, as you said, they're there now while we're recording.
Yeah.
And I just got another message saying the SIM card for her phone number has been changed.
So now she probably doesn't have a phone at all. They're taking the old phone
wiped it out.
and I can't give you a new phone.
I just hope it was a trade-in.
Good news is you don't have a slow phone.
So this is real-time
Always be
updates
positive.
that we're getting here.
Always try to help her out with little things like that, Mike.
Oh,
You'll find that out. As you get older, you have more years under the belt of marriage. Try, like if my wife said, my phone's running slow, I want a new one. Do you try getting rid of some of all those worthless photos that you have? That I don't know why it's jamming up your phone. I'm just trying to help.
Oh, yeah, it was quite an
Again, these are
ordeal.
not what not to do.
Yeah,
I just don't get it. But anyway,
it was quite an ordeal.
It was. As it always is at the phone store.
It can be no other way.
Yeah.
Right.
It is kind of like an emergency room. It's like you're going to wait and wait and wait.
Or trading a car.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just when you go in, it's like, I want a new car, but this is going to be horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I'm trying to spend, $20,000, whatever, $1,000 a year.
And that's just for your phone.
That's what it feels like.
By the time you get done with all the upgrades and charge add-ons and everything else, like, I don't need all this.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Was that all you got on
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got a quick gripe here. And this happened a week or so ago. I was in this is not a McDonald's gripe. I was at the Circle K.
For those who don't know, that's a gas station in the region, a regional.
Yes.
Yeah, they're kind of all over like the Midwest and the South.
Yes.
I don't know. They may be out west. I don't know.
I think they are, and we've had our moderate gripes about Circle K, and this isn't even 100% about Circle K. It's about the little old lady that was being waited on by Circle K. So this lady is standing there talking to one of the clerks. And this lady should have been at a casino because she's that, the 80-year-old woman that's, hunched over the slot machine. This is what she looked like. But she's talking lottery tickets.
I think you were at the casino because odds are you weren't going to get any service.
It was a crapshoot. So she's going through this ordeal with the clerk back and forth. And meanwhile, there's another lady waiting.
Is it over her brand of cigarettes not being in?
No, they were trying to figure out something with numbers on and she had a stack that she was turning in and some of them were $1 and some of them
lottery tickets?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just, and so I came up and stood. So it was two lines. I came up and stood like I'm waiting to go in either of them because she's obviously taking up this. Then this other gal is waiting on another person. I take that back. And then there was another guy that had started the line. He was in front of me. So I pull up behind him and I'm standing there. The one gal finishes with her person. He walks up there. She starts waiting on him. She finishes with him. Meanwhile, lottery lady is still going with the other clerk. He gets done, starts walking away. I start walking up to go to my clerk. lottery lady slides over in front of me and drags the other clerk with her and gets both of them involved in a conversation. So now I'm
oh my gosh, I would have said something. I mean, like you can't have both. You can't have both employees. You got to pick
she
one.
She did. No, she got them both.
I'd have had to tell her.
All I had was a bottle of water. I mean, and I'm standing there.
Like, I'm just going to walk out the door.
So I'm standing there and she's talking to him. And so somehow the original clerk weaned off the conversation back to her register. And I'm already over behind this one. I start to turn, and she's starting to call the people that were behind me up to her register. Like, and I'm like in this limbo between them. And I'm like,
you're stuck behind the old lady again.
So I quick start making a dart. Fortunately, there was a nice woman with her kids there. And she's like, you go ahead. You were waiting first. And I'm like, awesome. So I went ahead. It's not quite done yet. I went ahead and moved over there. And, I made my jump over there. I gave her my bottle of water. She scanned it. I gave her a $5 to pay for it. And the register popped up and said, my change should be $6.11. This is for a bottle of water.
You know what? I'm going to buy a bunch more. Hell, you know I'm right here.
This was a gambling.
I'm coming back to 100 bottles of water.
This was a gambling thing. Yes, I thought I was paying for the water. Undoubtedly, I'm getting $6 and change for my 80-cent bottle of water.
So you'd end up getting, you had $1.11 back. If you gave them a $5, they gave you $6.11.
Yeah. So I don't know what she did. She misrang it, which then of course confused her. She's like fumbling around with the register. She looks over at the other cashier who's talking to the lottery lady still and starts talking to her. She has to walk over here, remove that transaction out of the register to get my water.
She comes back. Greg's on the ground. He has died of dehydration. Water.
So she rescanned my bottle. I paid for it and went on my way. But it was like this, what an ordeal. We're playing musical cashiers because they're moving side to side, and little lottery lady is moving back and forth.
Oh, that's the worst. That is the worst.
And like I said, she was the atypical. If you've ever been in a casino and seen the old women pulling the slots, that's what she looked like. But it was lottery tickets instead of slot machines. Yeah. So anyways, that was my fun trip to the Circle K.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's always fun.
Yes.
So, well, like I said, a couple weeks ago I was in Atlanta for work. So A couple things. I want to talk about hotel pool etiquette. Now, I'm not talking about your private pool, whatever. It's your private pool, fine. You do what you want to do.
Yeah, you can skinny dip if you want to there.
But when you're at a hotel and there are other people at the hotel, there are some things that I need to get off my chest. I didn't even get in the pool. Now, part of it, I was working. So I worked till 5. By the time I got back to the hotel, we go get something to eat. I had homework at night. It's like, I'm not messing with it. A few times I thought, well, I'll go. There's people down here. First, there was a family there that would come down. I assume family. They were always down there together. I think there was like a baseball tournament going on, so there was kids.
There's always a baseball tournament going on.
They're playing baseball in the pool. They have like a plastic bat and a giant inflatable ball, and they got people. They're hitting the ball. I was like, you can't if it's your pool, fine. But at a public pool at the hotel, you can't do that. Other people want to just hang out in the pool and just relax.
That's right. You got a bunch of grouchy old men that want to just wade in the water.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and speaking of grouchy old men, I have a gripe about that too, because that wasn't as bad. So next time, I think it was our last night. I was like, well, let's see. I opened. It's like, oh, there's not hardly anybody. There was one. Oh, there's just a few people down there. Yeah, maybe we'll go down. And there was an older couple there. I'm going to say probably mid-50s to mid-60s. I don't know. They weren't in the prime of their life anymore. I'm not making a judgment. I guess I am judging.
Say, that's not older than me. That's younger than me.
What, mid-60s, I said.
Oh, I think you said 50s.
I said mid-50s to mid-60s.
Oh, okay.
So it could be. Again, whatever. They're in the pool. Okay, they get in the pool. So we're up on like the 3rd floor. So I got the window open there, and I've packed, throwing most of my stuff in the suitcase, and I thought, well, I'll look and see. Okay, there's a few people. But this couple, they're in the middle of the pool. It's right in the middle. They're standing there together. They are slow dancing in the pool. I mean, like holding each other's one out there, like there's music and they're slow dancing. I'm like, okay. again, if you got a private pool, whatever, fine. Again, you still got the romance kindled, great, but do it in the dark. I don't want to see this.
Not in the public pool.
No. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll wait. Maybe they'll get whatever done and move on. Or maybe they'll have to go on up to the hotel room. Maybe they'll move it upstairs or downstairs, wherever they're at.
Yeah, in that picture right there. I don't want it to go.
I finished. So again, and they're dancing. Like, they're standing there facing each other. One, the arm out, and he's got his arm behind her. The whole thing. They're dancing.
At least they weren't doing the swing or anything.
I don't know what they were doing. It looked like more of a slow dance. Maybe, something slow dancing. So I finished packing everything. I go look. It's like, okay, maybe they're finished up. I look. Now, she is in front of him facing. He's behind her with his arms wrapped, and he's got his head like on her shoulder, and they're just swaying in the middle of the pool. Now I'm like, okay, I can't get in that pool now no matter what. I'm out. Why do they do this?
I think you should have thrown the life-saving ring around them.
Well, it wouldn't have fit around them. It wouldn't have fit around one of them. Okay. Again, nothing. I need to lose weight. I'm not in my prime anymore either. But I'm not out there, flailing it around for everybody to see either. So there needs to be some common decency at a public pool. Again, you got a private pool and you want some, romantic time with your husband or wife or whatever. Whatever. It's your pool. This is not your pool. This is everybody's pool.
They hop out. You might want to throw some extra chlorine in.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not getting in. I need to bleach my eyes out now just for that.
This is not the dance floor.
No. So I also ran into a sign at the hotel. It was on
Is
the
this
floor
about the pool still?
No.
I was just going to say, remember when we were in St. Louis and we were at the hotel and that guy was
not
in the pool?
Just me and Greg. We weren't just at the pool.
No, not just me and Doug. It was our families.
Our families, everybody.
And we're out in the pool and there's a dude out there.
Yeah,
and
it was like a Holiday Inn city center, so they had a big pool and open area and stuff.
He's out there in his tidy whities.
Just his underwear.
No.
Yes.
No, he's not.
And he got
there
in
were
the pool.
kids and stuff in there.
He would get out of the pool, and it was
like,
nothing you could see.
Don't.
How the underwear, white underwear, when you get wet. We're like, yeah. Then he went over and started playing volleyball.
It's like, please stop.
Don't jump for the love of this is. All right, kids, we're going back to the room. Watch a movie. Come on, everybody back to the room. Come on.
I couldn't believe that.
I couldn't either.
Sorry, talking about pool etiquette. That was a big one.
That was
get an appropriate bathing. Get an appropriate bathing suit,
please. So, also in the hotel, they had a sign on at the floor we got off on it. It tells your rooms are this way, but it says this is a 100% smoke-free floor. I feel like if it's just smoke-free, right? It can't be 10%, 90%. You're still going to smell that. That smoke is going to waft through the whole area.
No, we're only 60% smoke free.
I'm 60%. I'm 70% Reese's free. I'm almost
that other
Reese's
stupid 30% I can't get rid of.
No, I cannot. But that was it. I just thought it has to be all smoke free. The last thing I had, this was actually it's a proxy gripe.
Proxy.
I'm going to be the proxy for my wife. She was out running around, and she had the GPS going. Okay, so she would run around, shop, whatever, while I was working. And she said, "I think the GPS is sexist." I was like, "Why?" She goes, "Well, you have it running all the time. Have you ever heard this?" I'm like, "Okay." She said she was out, punched in a location of a store, and it was telling her, "Go here, turn right." Go here, turn left. And it's in Atlanta. She said, so she missed a couple of turns, and it would say, okay, make a U-turn, and because it's kind of confusing in the area we were at. And she said, finally, so it's like, turn right and, 1,000 feet. So she missed that, and she went on a little ways, or it might say, veer to the left in a quarter mile, or turn right on exit 17. So she said she's driving. she goes, it finally said, turn right at Burger King. It's just like, listen, you're not getting the north, south, east, and west. Turn right at Burger King. Now, I want you to you see the McDonald's sign, and it said turn right at Burger King. I said, I have never heard
never heard it.
She said, I think it's sexist.
Stop pandering me.
So
it'd have been funny if it had said, "What are you, a female driver?
Yeah,
I keep telling you to turn around."
Don't listen. So I'm glad it's my wife doesn't listen to GPS. It's not just me she doesn't listen to. Just kidding. All right. Anything else? We have a bunch of little stuff
I think
to
that was
clean
all.
up.
I got. There's one.
Go ahead.
We've driven by. I've had this on my nose for like 3 weeks, and I want to
get it off your chest.
Real quick. Doug and I, when we've been driving, we'll go to lunch together sometimes, and we're driving back to the shop, and there's a sign in front of a church there that says,
"You got to get a picture of it."
Yeah, I'll have to see if it's there.
I'm going to laugh because it's going to be gone. The next time
it might be, but it says like 7 to 9 or something like that.
It's like the kind of signs that you can put. Different, change the letters and stuff. So come worship Sunday or, Vacation Bible School, July 7th through the 12th or whatever.
Yeah. And this one just says Christian juggler. What makes the difference whether you're a Christian juggler or a regular juggler?
Now listen, I can appreciate if you're a church and you want to put, hey, we're having a family Christian comedian. It's family friendly show, something. Okay. Even gospel singers. Yeah. But the juggler? I don't think that the Christian really comes into maybe he only juggles hymn books and Bibles and communion cups, and that's it. He ain't juggling all these, bowling balls and bowling pins and fire. What?
We've seen that so many times. I wanted to bring it up because it's like, do they do that? Yeah, do they do that for other? I mean, I know they do. You said choirs and things like that, but is there other things that they?
Either that or he preaches when he juggles.
When he juggles?
I don't know.
Oh,
it's a whole sermon experience.
But you don't need, but still, I don't think it's the juggler. It's the Christian juggler. He only juggles. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Scrolls.
Did he have to go in and give him a testimony before he could be hired as the juggler? I mean, let's say a non-Christian juggler came up and said, I'd like to juggle for you guys.
I don't know. Maybe they were burnt once before. Maybe they just hired a juggler and he thought, all right, I am going to attempt to juggle a whiskey bottle, dancing girls, and cigarettes. He's like, that's it. Only Christian jugglers from now on. We can't handle these Vegas jugglers coming here with who knows how many dancing girls are going to have.
I wonder if you have to find a Christian juggler by going, it's like those Christian dating apps, ChristianJugglers.com or something.
Or Christian entertainers. Maybe you got, Christian unicyclers.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want a, what's the word I'm trying to think of? But
pagan?
Yeah. A pagan unicycler. You want the Christian unicycler.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the Christian juggler. You really want to make sure. We got to get the Christian.
Please fill out this application.
Like I said, maybe they were burnt once before. Maybe shows up like a thong. All right, ladies, how's it going?
This isn't what we expected at all.
No, that is not what I thought we'd be watching juggled around. So.
Anyways, we've seen that sign. I keep wanting to bring it up and had to put it out there.
All right, it's out there.
Yes.
Great. All right, well,
it's off my conscience now.
I'm going to move on. I'm going to try to explain. Hopefully, this may be a horrible segment, which would fit right in with the rest of our podcast.
Yeah, unlike the rest of the stuff we've done.
It's what our fans have come to expect.
Yes.
A certain level of aggravation and, just disappointment.
And we use the term fans loosely.
Well,
I mean, we only take Christian fans, but
I take any fans. No. So here we go. I was thinking about yoga pants. I know.
Ooh, Doug's thinking about yoga pants.
Well, when I put them on, they're a little constricting for a while, so it makes me think about them. No, so I was thinking, you see a lot of people, and by people I mean women. Well, a sexist would say, wearing yoga pants. And I thought, how many of these women that wear the yoga pants actually do yoga? What would that percentage be? And I thought, not just that, because I've got some other examples. What article of clothing has a smaller percentage of its customers using that piece of clothing for its original purpose? So the yoga pants were made for yoga. And a lot of these women that are wearing yoga, they're not going and doing any exercising, I would guess. They're not stretching unless it's, stretching the top shelf to get the double stuffed Oreos.
So did you find a percentage?
Maybe some ring beans. No, I did not. This is all hypothetical.
Maybe you should do a survey. Go around to the different women and say, when you
And
wear
I think
yoga
the
pants, are
real
you
thing I
doing
get
yoga?
aggravated at is because they usually get there before me, and they get the ho-hos off of the shelf before I can get to them. They're aggravating me with that. So I don't know. I just thought yoga pants. What do you think? You think there's a large percentage of people wearing the yoga pants?
Yeah, because I see them at
actually doing
Walmart
yoga?
all the time. And
Lot
I
of
doubt they're coming from the
lot of
yoga, from the
pants
yoga
at
session.
Walmart.
I'd probably go, maybe 70-30.
Wow, you're
Like-
giving 30%?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a good percentage
That's a
that
little
actually,
higher than I was. I was
actually
thinking
do some
20.
yoga.
Yeah, I'd probably go 70 don't, 30% do.
Yeah. It's official. Mike's got the numbers. 30% of you out there wearing your yoga pants are actually using them for yoga. But I got to thinking, what other clothes out there? So, like carpenter shorts or carpenter pants, they're still around. They used to be real big in like the 90s. I had carpenter shorts, but you see a lot of guys will wear the cargo or the carpenter shorts.
Yeah,
or
so I had
something.
cargo. Is there a difference between carpenter and cargo?
I would say so. The carpenter usually had the loop for the hammer
Yeah.
and all the other stuff.
Whereas cargo,
It's just pockets.
I think, are you on a ship?
Actually, I think it came from
Well-
military style of clothing, So again, few of them are actually in the military.
Few.
If you look, there's like
I bet that's less
See,
than
I'm-
30%.
I bet it did.
Breaking that now. So
I've got some, but I was in the military.
Mine
I was
are
not,
kind of cargo
so.
shorts, I guess.
And again, if they're wearing the carpenter's pants, if they came over and you saw some guy's got carpenter shorts on, you're like, "Hey, John, my deck needs some repair. You want to grab?" He wouldn't be able to probably tell you the difference between a Phillips screwdriver, a flat screwdriver, a Torx bit. Can you help me replace some wood? Why don't you grab your compound miter saw? Like, what are you doing with a crescent wrench? You have no idea.
Yeah.
You're worthless. At least we can, use your truck to go get some. Oh, you drove a Prius. Of course you did. You got nothing. So, and then you got tennis shoes. Of course,
Yes.
that's just synonymous for athletic shoe. Again,
But they were called tennis shoes.
Yeah. And I'm wearing athletic shoes or tennis shoes, and I'm not athletic or play tennis. The most exercise I get is leaning over trying to tie my shoe. I am out of wind when I'm done. So there's that.
Yeah. Well, along the lines of tennis shoes, you got deck shoes. I doubt anybody's wearing deck shoes or
Go to
going
the
out
yacht.
on the boat this weekend and wearing their deck shoes.
Buffy, let me get my deck shoes and get out to the yacht.
That's right. Now, I did. We went on a cruise a few years ago. I took a pair of deck shoes with me. So I was official. I was on a deck, and I was wearing deck shoes.
Did you have
But
a
I probably did
little
wear
ascot?
cargo pants, too. Yes, I wore my ascot.
Did you have any, Mike? I don't want to take.
Oh, keep going.
Okay. Okay, this one is probably going to get me in trouble, but a sports bra. Are a lot of women
You don't wear
throwing-
your sports bra when you're out
Well, I have to, but otherwise I'll beat
sporting?
myself
When you're
to
out
death.
sporting?
You think if most women are putting the sports bra on, and then hitting the court? Hey, let's get a 3-on-3.
I think they wear them when they do yoga.
They might, or play tennis
Yes. Or pickleball.
or pickleball.
That's gotten popular.
I got to be honest. If I was a woman, there's no way I'd wear a sports bra. Yeah, if I got underwear that came out and it looks like it's 8 sizes too small to start with. I don't like it when my underwear are accidentally get one size down too small. It's like, ugh, these are not good. I don't see how they do that. I mean,
I think you need to survey this a little more.
I think we will. We'll throw it
No,
out there
not
right
we.
now. Yeah. Well, you ever see when they put the sports bra on? It's like trying to wrestle 2 water balloons into a tube sock. I think that's the most exercise they get. They put it on. They got to be exhausted. Like, all right, I had a complete workout. I'm sweaty. I'm out of breath. What happened? Did you go to the gym? I put my sports bra on. I don't know how you women do it. I really don't. There's no way I could do that.
Well, then I don't think why would they do that to not participate in sports?
Ladies, Greg wants to know. I have no idea. Is it more comfortable?
Yeah, why would you go for that much work?
Maybe it's more comfortable.
So I
They don't
guess
have-
my question is, do you
sports
think?
bras have underwire? Now we're going to show how stupid we are because I have no idea.
I have no clue.
I don't even know what the underwire is for, to be honest. I've heard underwire. I remember the Cross Your Heart bra
That's good.
from the TV commercials.
But if they're going to go to that much work,
I'm feeling really
I would
uncomfortable
say,
because I don't have any any knowledge of bras other than just, I know some of the terminology.
I would say, though, that the percentage on that one is higher, that they're using it for something, whether it's running or biking or something. Otherwise, why would you go to that much work? Unlike the yoga shorts or yoga pants.
Because it doesn't lift or separate. That was another bra, wasn't it?
I believe so.
The 24-hour bra. In case you women want to wear it all day long. Because from what I've heard and know of women, they love bras. They get home, they put on 2 or 3 of them. They just can't wait to wear the bra. Yeah, I don't know.
I
would say a higher percentage. That's probably the highest percentage that's wearing it for some support,
activity
actually
reason.
Support.
Yes.
Mike, you look like you're ready to give us some information about bras.
I've got nothing to add here.
Nothing to add.
I think you guys have covered it quite nicely.
So, and then like hiking boots. People wear hiking boots. A lot of you look like you're not hiking.
So when I saw hiking boots, this is what I thought of too. Was you guys know Timberlands?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
That a few years ago, I think even probably still was like a trend.
It was.
They were just a fashion statement. It's like,
yeah, you're not hiking.
You're not doing anything in these. I remember when I was in college, it was like all the guys they'd call it Tims. They would like abbreviate Tims.
Yeah.
It's like,
they went nicely with the man bun.
Yeah. The baggy jeans, it's like, you're not doing anything in these.
No.
I mean, they're just a fashion accessory, but.
Yeah. Well, it's like the people who buy the big 4-wheel drive trucks that you can tell they don't have a scratch on them, never been off road for anything, but yet I got to have, 23-inch rims or whatever they are. So, in case I need to go through a mud puddle or something.
In their defense, if I paid $85,000 for a truck, I don't know that I would take it off the road either. Even if it was 4-wheel drive, I'd be a little nervous.
Yeah, I know. But it's kind of like the Timberlands. What's the purpose?
I don't know. Guys, Greg's calling you out if you're out there with a 4-wheel drive.
Yeah. Or girl Jeep drivers.
Yeah, so we have hiking. And then I was also thinking, even back in the day, that you don't see these anymore, but the members only jacket. If you bought a members only, chances are you wouldn't be invited to any club that would actually give a jacket to a member. You got to buy it. They're not.
What club were you in when you got those? The members only jacket club?
Yes, the I don't have a girlfriend club because
I'm a nerd,
or I think a lot of myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that was who usually wore them. And I got to say, I probably had a members only jacket in the 80s.
I wanted one, but I didn't have it.
You had the Kmart version?
Probably. I probably had the Kmart version, the knockoff.
Like, I don't know, what would be a different for a members only? What would be a good Kmart name for it?
I don't know. Casual acquaintances.
Yeah.
I'm not a member.
Frugal Club.
Perspective member.
Penny pinchers.
Yeah.
United.
And then also like the bomber's jacket. That was big,
What are you bombing?
Usually on asking girls out. That's what I was bombing on. I bombed a lot. But that's all. I don't know if you guys had anything
I had 2 more.
Or,
a tank top.
You're not driving a tank.
You're not driving any tanks. What are they called a tank top for?
I don't know.
I don't either, and I didn't look it up. But
you're
not driving.
I'm ready for you to give us some information.
No knowledge.
Why do they call it a tank top?
No,
why?
No,
I don't know.
No knowledge.
That is why you tune into this show. That is it.
For the lack of knowledge on anything.
Look how good you feel. So much better. You're like, these guys are idiots.
And that
they
one
don't
more.
Know nothing about bras or tank tops. They're stupid.
I've got one more. Your members only jackets were popular in the 80s, right?
Yep.
What about polo shirts?
Yeah.
I didn't see many guys out playing polo in them.
No.
As a matter of fact, none. Now, maybe in England or something, they were wearing the polo shirts.
I still wear polo shirts, so I have to at work. So.
Not the red and blue stripe one, though, right? That was the very popular one in the 80s.
With the little polo player on it?
Yeah.
Oh. I never had an official polo. I had lacrosse. I had the one with the little alligator.
I had a penguin.
Was lacrosse the...
There was a lacrosse brand.
I think it was the alligator.
I think
no, hold it.
There was a La Tigre. Because their commercial was, hold that tiger, hold that tiger. And then show the guy put that on and like women were just grabbing at him. I want that shirt. It didn't work.
Yeah,
it doesn't
the
work
polo
like
shirt
that.
didn't benefit me
It's
at
not
all.
the shirt.
Yeah.
But they sure make you think it's the shirt.
I had the one with the red and blue thick stripes with the white collar.
Yeah. I didn't have that.
Sharp boy.
So yeah, lacrosse was the one with the alligator.
Okay. I did have an alligator one when I was probably in 7th grade.
And tank tops were named after tank suits, one-piece bathing suits of the 1920s.
They just cut the bottom off and made a top out of it.
Well, thank you, Mike. A wealth.
Way
of
to
knowledge.
use Google. Good
There
job.
we go. Yep.
Oh, pardon me. All right. Well,
I think that's all I got.
okay. Well, as soon as I get out of the sports brawl, we'll head on over to school.
Well, I always find it funny too. Actually, one more thought about it. It's kind of like
Me in a
along the
sports
line
brawl?
of no.
Oh, well, I
That
brought
is
that
funny,
up.
but
No. On the broader topic.
Broad. See, I get what you're saying there.
the broader top.
Go ahead.
Gosh dang.
Mike's going to quit. He's going to get up and walk out. He's done.
Like brands like North Face, they're meant for like more outdoor things too. I've always laughed because it's like $60 for one T-shirt,
Yeah.
and it's like a T-shirt. It's like I'm going to drop $65 on one T-shirt.
That's
just,
right.
No.
just for the branding too.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. I just could never get behind that either.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's Walmart knockoffs of those as well.
Oh, I'm sure. It's kind of like the Timberland things with the hiking. It's like
Yeah.
you're paying
for the name. You're paying for the name.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. That's like the stupid, what are those coolers?
Yetis.
Yetis, yeah. Do they
They make a great bucket.
The
though.
buckets.
It's worth it. I don't know who
You
wouldn't
can do
pay
so
$40
much with those
for a
buckets.
5
For a 5-gallon bucket?
It's unlimited. That's from another episode. You have to check it out. But it is an amazing bucket.
Yeah.
Left and right handle usage. So
Say no more.
yes. All right. Anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, with the kids going back to school, that just got me thinking. We touch on this every year a little bit, but we'll get on it. But
Not on the kids.
not on the kids. But that was awkward and uncomfortable. But
Now you know how
Well,
I
I know
felt
what
like
you were
2
saying.
minutes ago.
I didn't know what you were saying there.
thank you for clearing that up. No, but I remember.
Well,
like,
we're going to get the restraining order for Doug. I mean,
Yes. The sports bra is restraining enough. I can't really move around in it too much. I don't know how you women do anything in these things, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'd burn my bra the first day if I was a woman. I'm out. All right.
Doug
Anyway.
would eat another Reese's and it would just blow out.
I usually put the sports bra down under my nipples so it holds in my gut.
Oh.
Keeps it nice and tight in there.
I think they make things for that too.
Do they?
Yeah, I think they do.
All right. Back to
Girdles is what the word I think of.
You ladies still use girdles? No.
Is that still a big thing?
What has happened to the show? This show is just falling apart. The wheels fell off. I don't even know. Let's just scrap it. No, here we go.
We're done.
Back to school. We're going back to school. We need to. I remember signing up. That was always the big day because you get to, you'd see who your teacher was. or
Well,
your
hold it now.
homeroom.
Did you sign up and find out who your teacher was in the same day, or did you?
Well, it's a little different for me because I went to a little bitty country school.
Oh, that's right.
So there was a 6th grade teacher, a 7th grade teacher.
So who am I going to
and
get?
Eighth grade teacher. Now in 6th, 7th, 8th, we did switch between the classes because like 7th grade teacher taught like science and social studies, history. 8th grade teacher taught health and math, and our 6th grade teacher taught English and something else. But yeah, we went to a little bitty school, so
Yeah.
you knew who you were going to get. But you signed up. But like in high school, you'd sign up, and then you'd get your I don't know, your schedule with what class, what's your homeroom, and blah blah blah, all that other stuff. So I don't know if that was always kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it was always more so, I think, in high school than
See
it's
who
like,
your teacher was.
Well, immediately, that was the first thing because you might have like at least for Morton, you had like maybe 4 or 5 teachers you could possibly get, for
each class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's like okay,
And there was always a list of the ones you're like, oh, please don't. Oh,
Yeah.
I got Mr. or Mrs. whatever.
Yeah.
Like, no.
that's the first choice, and then the second one or the first thing to look at, and the second thing is like okay, who who do I know in this
anybody
class?
in this class.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start comparing schedules. Are you in it? Are you in it? How can not one of my friends be in one of my classes?
Yeah. Or they'll be like, oh, yeah, I've got that class. I've got it like third. Oh, dang it, I've got it like fifth.
Yeah.
You know?
But like in grade school, we would maybe like for each grade, like so say fifth grade, there would be 2 or 3 different classes. And you always knew when you signed up and because what we would do then is go up to the school and they would have your name posted on the door under that teacher. And there was usually one teacher it's like nobody wanted. And yeah, it's the same thing. You'd walk up. It's like you look under the first list, a good teacher. Oh, I'm not on that one. You go to the next one. That's a good teacher. Or you flip to the bad one and you're in the bad one. And it's like,
And it usually was never as bad as what you thought.
It was.
Oh, it was. From my experience, it was. Although we did, the one year we did have a teacher that she did not like the boys at all. Now we were horrible, but but there's that, and then of course the next thing too is having to go school clothes shopping, especially when you're younger. Your mom, it was a drudgery. Like got to go try on umpteen different pairs of pants. And when we were a kid, Mom would buy them. Everything when you bought something, it was always big. We're buying it big so you could grow into it.
Yeah.
And that's like, you start out the school year, I got to roll my pant legs up. The crotch is hanging down about 4 inches too long. Yeah, you got room to grow. I was like, jeez. Get tennis shoes, they're too long. Like, your feet are going to grow. I want these. I don't want to buy 2 or 3 pairs of tennis shoes throughout the year.
Yeah. Well, my first thing was, first Mom would say, well, because I had 2 older brothers, well, do they have anything left over that you can use this year? Yep. It's like, great. This has gone out of style like 3 years ago, but because my next one is 3 years older than me. So it's like, oh, great. This has been sitting in the closet for 2 years. Oh, great. Plaid pants. Nice.
Yep.
Is that why the guys were always trying to clean up your style?
I think so. I think, I think that was it. That wasn't until high school. This was more of a grade school thing still.
Yeah. So I don't know. Did you have anything else with that? Did your mom take you shopping, getting clothes?
Same stuff. You always got a new pair of shoes because you had inevitably destroyed the previous pair. And then the pants thing. You try on all the different pants. And it's like always the first one they grabbed. It's like, let's get some other ones too, just in case. And you have to try them on. It's always like the first pair, but whatever.
And it may be Kmart first. We'd go to Kmart. Mom would go through, okay, let's try on those shoes over there that are strung together with that piece of plastic. Yep. And you try to walk around in them. It's like, I can't walk. I'm like a penguin. And it's like, so that'd be the first goal, Kmart. And if they didn't have anything, then she would maybe step it up to JCPenney at the mall. And it's like, that's upscale, though. We're not going to get much there. It's like, you might get a shirt or a pair of pants there, but, we're not going to that high class stuff.
No.
Kmart first.
Now, when I went into high school, my mom did take me to get some nicer clothes. I got some kind of
suit.
Cool clothes. No, I had a sweater. Now, this was in the mid 84, 85. I had a sweater that had strips of leather on it, and it's so cool. I was so bad. Like, I was like, this is awesome. Yeah. Like,
and a members only jacket.
No, I didn't get the members only jacket. But like, did you have to change PE clothes?
Yes.
In high school we did. In grade school we didn't.
No, grade school. Did we in grade school?
We just wore whatever we had.
I didn't have to.
No.
But in high school we had in Washington you had
starting
black shorts.
Junior high is when we started.
Yeah, junior high is when we started too.
So like 7th grade.
See,
but
junior high I went to a little bitty school, so we just wore whatever.
Green shorts, white t-shirt.
No, we had black shorts and a heather blue t-shirt. Washington PE. And I never got an A in PE class because I never wore the PE clothes. And so they'd take a whole grade deduction. I get a B in PE class.
That's when you get the Morton High School or whatever, the top part, and then you get the little box, Gennard. You just scribble in your name.
Yeah.
You're just a name,
Yep.
I never wore the PE clothes.
I'd get in trouble because I'd never take them home and get them cleaned.
See, I didn't have a problem with that.
I was kind of a neat freak.
I wasn't in gym. I was like, throw them in my bag or whatever.
Well, and then you get the kids who would just take the Axe cans or whatever.
We didn't have Axe back then.
No.
Yeah. Now, at least when I was in there, you'd take the Axe. Like those kids would just shut the door, just douse the whole locker in Axe, and you're just breathing, you're like gasping for air, trying to breathe through the Axe. It's like, oh, this does not work.
The locker room was a horrifying place.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
We still had to do showers back then. I mean,
they had the shower. I never took a shower.
I was going to say, I think I did once, but
I never did.
Yeah.
I was mortified of it. I'm like, nope. I took deodorant. I'm like, I'll just kick on deodorant and hit the road. I can't.
Didn't want to take a shower, but yeah, you had to.
Nobody wants to.
Nobody. Because you knew you were in for either a towel snapping, you were in just the general.
The whole thing with
demeaning.
I was assuming girls had the same problem, but you're already uncomfortable and awkward with it. You know, everything's, changes are going on. You're like, I don't want to disrobe. And I didn't want to get, down to your underwear and put on my gym clothes, let alone go stand in the shower. No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Of course, Greg doesn't even shower naked now, so I
still wear my jockstrap.
That is a mental picture that nobody needs. Nobody wants to picture Greg in his jockstrap, but now everybody is. Oh my gosh! So I don't know. Anything else on the clothing or?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, and then the last thing was, school supplies. That was always a big deal. Try to go. I always wanted some of the cooler stuff. Never really got a lot of that most of the time. I was trying to think, what was the big item? It was Trapper Keepers. I wanted a Trapper Keeper. They came out in the 80s. I was like, no. You just got the single 10-cent folder. Open it up. 2 pockets. Done. I wanted the spiral notebooks. No, we just get the whole loose notebook and you can put it in the 3-hole binder and it would always break open. The papers are falling out everywhere. It's like, can I get the Trapper Keeper, please? Like, no Trapper Keeper.
Well, the loose leaf binders for lefties are a pain in the butt because you got your arms laying over the rings. You're trying to write and it's like, it's so uncomfortable. I always wanted the legal pad, and it had the clip at the top because then I could write on it without my hand dragging across the stupid rings and even spiral ones. I'd go home and you'd have that spiral mark all down your arm because you've had it laying over it all day.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I loved the checklist you'd get, and I'd loved checking stuff off the checklist.
Yeah, you mean of the supplies?
Yeah, the school supplies. As a kid, through grade school, it was the bigger crayon box you had, the more sway or whatever.
Sounds like a members only jacket for Mike.
Well, that was when he was a junior in high school. I got the 64 count
with a sharpener.
If you had the 128, man, you were
you were the king
with the sharpener.
You were the king.
Yeah, that was it. And then, I always tried. It's I want the crayons, but I always got the I don't know, the medium pack or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever. But then, through high school, I would always just use. It was a bigger spiral notebook, but it had a ton of paper in it, and then the dividers.
That's
so that's all I did. I just carried around the books for the classes, and then just the one kind of binder.
Yeah,
that was it.
I know in grade school, our school had a school themed book bag that I wanted and didn't get. I think 1 year, 5th grade, I think I finally got one, and it might be that I won it somehow. Because I don't know if Mom and Dad would have bought it or not, but I always wanted the Grundy bag to carry around, to carry my books in. It was a horrible bag too, but it was, it had the school on it.
So, and I was going to say, I don't think kids nowadays either know when you got your books. You used to get your books. Mm-hmm. And you'd always open it up. You had to put your name, and you see who had the book before me. You're looking way back. It'd be of course, we had old books out in the country. So you'd see, my cousin from 5 years ago had the same book. And
yeah. Well, some of the books that we used were still that way too. It went back there was one book I had that was at least had been used 10 years. Yeah. At least.
That ends when you get to college. Try to take back a book from last year. Oh, we can't give you any money for that. We're on a new book now that the teacher wrote.
Well, I don't even know in high school if they give books out. If they give them, they just give the kids an iPad or
here's your books.
Yeah,
the Google version of
the Chrome.
The Chrome books. and that's it. And it's like you don't get a book, you don't get paper or anything. You don't get to see, or you get the book and you'd have the people that would draw the little cartoons on each page of like the stick man walking across all the pages and then getting blown up. I had done that.
All my books had writing
stick
on
lion
them.
Would come out and eat him.
And it'd go the other way too. If you had somebody who was like, totally just, I don't want to say like class pet or whatever, but they would mark up the book. So then it's like, I had that a couple times where they had the same teacher, same book, and they had marked up all the spots like that I needed to know that were relevant to the book, like the tests were going to be or the materials. Like, hey, nice.
I never encountered that. That would have been good.
I had that.
I wouldn't have trusted it either if I would have encountered it. It's like they're doing this on purpose. They're wrong answers on purpose because they know I'm an idiot and won't study for this.
Well, and then too, Greg, you had the point about the college textbooks not being able to take those back. College textbooks were the biggest scams. I know this is like...
Yeah, here's one book, $800.
You shell out more for the books than you did for the actual tuition.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And then most of the time, or at least in my case, I was on the hook for those. It's like, you buy them new, and then they're either not relevant anymore, like literally the next semester.
Right.
Or it's like, I can't return these anywhere because like the library or wherever I tried to do them from, I couldn't. There was no return policy in any way.
Or you take it back to the bookstore. Like I know at ICC, you take them back to the bookstore. Oh, we'll get them back from you. Take it back to the bookstore. Let's see. You paid $132 for this book. We'll give you $5.
Yeah, it's like this is just stupid. Biggest scam. Or you'd use it like once. It's like, why did I just pay $600 for this book?
Yeah.
Use it once. If that.
Yeah.
I hated that.
I know at the junior college I had to buy 2 or 3 that were written by one of the teachers.
I was just going to say that
you can't get the one that
my son had that happen multiple times. He was so mad because they would have the books. He got to where he wouldn't buy the books for the first 2 weeks. He's like, I'll see what we're going to do. But then he had a couple different professors that was like, no, you have to buy my textbook. He's like, this is such a racket.
Yeah.
See,
they write a book and I have to buy it now.
Yeah.
By the time I was in my last couple years there, I had the same thing. The textbooks would be written by the professors, but they'd be like, you know what? It's like $10. Here's $10, you know, and then it's like a manual for the whole class. So I had the same thing, but a different experience from it. Huh. It's like, in that case, I appreciated the fairness. It's like, okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Well, getting back to some of these supplies, I think too, like most of these were more grade school than high school, but I know erasable pens. I always wanted an never got the erasable pen.
No, I didn't.
They're like, nope, you don't get the erasable pen.
Although my left fingers kind of erased the ink when I went across it. So,
how about the multicolor retractable pen?
Oh,
where you got the
with
black,
the clickers
the blue,
on top.
the red, and
I've seen those.
What was the other one? Yeah, black, blue, red,
green.
Yeah, always wanted those. Never had it. Team pencils. So like.
Sport teams.
Oh, yeah.
MLB, NFL.
With like a football eraser on top.
I always wanted those. Like, I want the team pencils. Those were the best.
Did you guys ever have the scented pencils? Because that was huge when I was a kid.
No,
I have smelly markers or scented markers.
Yeah.
Those. Where you
Mike's got lavender.
Well, aromatherapy now.
It was even weirder. I mean, it was like very obscure scents. It was like mint bubble gum or something. You know, stuff
when I was
like
a kid, like the brown one would be root beer. So you'd smell the root beer, and then they had strawberry, grape, orange, lemon. Yeah, always like that. The pencil box.
They didn't taste the same though.
Probably not. Probably not. Any of you kids listening, don't taste.
Smells like root beer. Tastes like
the
pencil.
box. The pencil box was a big deal. Try to get the pencil box with the right picture. Again, the team and one of the Bears or the Cubs, you know, or a car or something.
Yeah,
wanted that on there. And then rubber cement. We always just had the Elmer's white glue. Never got the rubber cement. They had the rubber cement at school,
which was fun.
Oh yeah, and people would always smell it.
Yeah, or make a little. You know, you put it on, peel off, make a little ball out of it.
Some of those kids make a big rubber cement ball, and they would bounce.
Throw it around.
It bounced. Yeah, the rubber cement was another one. Or how about you remember the triangular rubber pencil grip that you would shove onto the end of your pencil so it wouldn't roll off the desk?
Is that what that was for?
I think so.
I thought it was to make it so you held your pencil correctly.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it was.
Because I hold mine like this, and those made me hold it like this.
It might be. Maybe that's what it is. I always thought it was to keep the pencil from.
That was a visual for our listeners.
Yes.
Hold it like this.
See? Or not, don't hold it like that. That's how Greg, you want it this.
Yes. I mentioned I'm a lefty, so picture holding the pen upside down and at a weird angle. That's
at 12 o'clock.
Yes.
Pointing back at about 5:30.
Yeah, at about what's that, about a 30-degree angle?
We've lost our last 2 listeners now. There's nobody listening.
They're talking visuals. I can't keep up with this.
So, and the last thing, and this was more when I was a kid, the lunchbox.
Yeah, I
always wanted a lunchbox.
I ate at school most of the time.
I've talked about this before. I wanted a Star Wars lunchbox. Of course, I was, in grade school.
And you finally got one now.
No, I still don't have one. I got a Howdy Doody lunchbox.
Nice.
In 1977. Howdy Doody came out in the 50s.
Howdy Doody's dead.
I don't even know how my mom found a Howdy Doody lunchbox. But she did.
Garage sale.
And that's what I had. It was brand new.
Oh, well.
Got the Howdy Doody lunchbox with the Buffalo
She's
Bob,
very resourceful then.
Thermos. Yeah, had the whole thing.
So. Talking about school items, supplies. I felt like many years through my school career that I had to get a protractor and a compass. And I don't know if I ever used them other than to make circles and draw faces on and stuff. But
I mean, we did like in geography when we did geography and stuff.
Geography? So like maps?
He's
mapping with his compass and protractor.
Geometry. I might have been mapping with it.
Well, I mean, anyway, I'm not, There's aspects.
I had to plot a course.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, I felt like I had to get those quite often and never use them. So.
Yeah, that's true.
They would just lie there in my desk. And like I said, every once in a while I'd pull one out for art class or something to make a sort of perfect circle with is that the protractor?
The giant calculators were the same way. They were like the precursor to the textbooks in college. One professor was like, you got to use these.
The TI 130 or whatever. Yeah.
And then the next professor would be like, no, we need it. We need a better one. Yeah. It's like, this one does the same thing.
Yeah. Now they just say, use your cell phone.
Yeah. Well, now it's on the tablets or whatever, the laptops they give kids. But
yeah, I can't think of any other. Being a band geek, I was always excited for band to start, band camp and band and all that. So that was always fun.
Yep. All right. Anything else before we move on?
No, I think that's all I got on that.
All right. Well, we're going to ring the bell and move to the next one. That was a
class dismissed.
Class dismissed.
I've just seen how long we're at.
Probably an hour.
Okay. Just curious.
All right. Well, we'll move in. That
was an advertising break.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Last couple things. There's this story here I'm going to tell you. And right up front, I'm not going to do like Greg and ambush you. Up front, this story, a woman died in this story. So the story itself is not. That's not the amusing part. There's some things that happened in this I found odd. Let's put it this way. Down in Tennessee, it said a woman fell off of one of those kind of the gondola rides that go up to a mountain, and she died. They saw her. She was in her 20s.
And this was at Gatlinburg and Anakeesta, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Anakeesta is that big, popular, one of the tourist destinations there in Gatlinburg.
And so they have the gondola
Did you use your
ride
protractor
or
to
whatever
determine
that's
that?
Yes, I looked it up on my protractor.
Did you map a course to let us know where that is?
Very good use of that, too.
Yes.
Or the compass.
But they said that the people
it's exactly 72 degrees.
Mark. But they said that people saw this woman, she had fallen, and it ended up where they found out that she actually committed suicide. She jumped out of this. But they saw that at first they thought maybe that she had gotten free, or it accidentally, the bar came up and she fell. And it said they're open air, 4 to 6 people, and there's a bar with the safety, kind of a safety bar that comes down over it. The woman fell, and they were laying underneath of this, on the ride as it's going up. So several, I don't know, 30 feet below or whatever they are usually going up those.
At some points it's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more than that.
It might even be more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it said the police got a call, said a tragic accident had occurred, a person had fallen out, and that person was deceased. This is what threw me. It says McDonald told McConnell, that's the police spokesman, told the news station that the ride was kept open after the incident, with employees telling people waiting in line, "Don't look down on the way."
Oh,
don't you just stop?
Don't say that.
Don't you tell them? All right, don't keep loading the ride. Why are they? Listen, don't look down. Don't look. There's a dead lady that she fell.
Cover your kids' eyes.
I read that like 3 or 4 times. Like, did they? That can't mean that. Yeah, no. It says that. Yeah, after the incident, they kept loading people onto the gondola, with employees telling people, "Don't look down on the way up." And of course, what's everybody going to do?
Yeah.
What? Don't look down. Yeah. In a statement, the lift was operated after the incident only long enough to allow guests who were on board to exit. A spokesperson had said. But that kind of contradicts what they said earlier, because they're like, well, if they're loading them.
It's kind of like a Michael Scott management decision.
Yeah,
keep it going. Just don't look down.
Don't look down. So, but anyway, it did say that this young woman, she actually got free and then jumped to her death. So that's not good. But I just thought that
why would you keep
don't
going?
look down. Keep the line moving. Or some guys like, I have waited for an hour and a half. I'm getting on the condo. Listen, we're shutting it. Listen, the family's going. We're going to the top. I don't care what's happening. Yeah. We'll do a rosary over her. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So anyway, I don't know if you guys have anything else to add.
No, that was the line I saw. I was like,
that was the only line.
You kept the line moving?
Why? You kept loading the people on. Don't look down.
You get ready to get on. Here's some blindfolds.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a story actually I want to cover next week.
We'll give a teaser.
I have maybe an opposite scenario of keep the ride moving type of thing.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Well,
in that case, though, I think you would have wanted to keep the ride going. But we'll cover that next week. So stay tuned.
Yeah. So this next story I found has to do with robots. Actually, the next two said the headline got me. Man falls in love with robot and hopes to marry her. I love how he hopes to. She might say no.
Well, it might be a possibility.
Yeah.
Might get turned down.
Jeff Gallagher from Queensland, Australia was looking for love and thought he'd never meet anyone he could connect with.
She's like, I'm already dating C-3PO.
She said, I found some sexy garbage cans over in Sweden or whatever that was at.
They talk dirty.
Since his mom had passed away over a decade ago, it was just him and his dog, Penny. Then one day, while reading an article about AI robots, something clicked, and he decided to give it a whirl. He spent $6,000. But he said the robots were lifelike. They could talk, smile, move their head and neck. Their skin even warmed up like a real human.
No.
Yes.
No.
So he browsed the website, decided on a robot called Emma with pale skin, beautiful blue eyes. I thought she looked lovely. I have a picture of her here. She looks odd. I mean, it's off-putting.
It's very animatronic looking.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I said I didn't know how I could afford a robot like Emma, but then business owners offered me a discount in return for publicity. It sounded like a great deal. So he put in his order, and 6 weeks.
Is that kind of like an arranged marriage?
I think so.
Like an arranged, like.
Says after waiting 6 weeks for Emma to be put together in China, and then shipped over the Australia in September. She arrived in 2019. Okay.
They couldn't get her chips though because of supply chain issues.
This was before that, so he lucked out. He got in just under the wire.
I guess.
Says recalling the moment.
Would she have to be vaccinated?
Probably. Probably has to wear a mask. Recalling the moment he met her for the first time, when I opened the box, I gasped. Emma was beautiful. Her head was detached from her body, but,
but beautiful all the same.
Oh my god!
It reminded me of the other women I used to love. Like,
which is why he's on robots now.
Why I have a robot. Said she was already dressed in a silk dress, so I sat her in a recliner in the living room and got out the instruction manual.
So she's sitting in the chair with no head at this moment.
Well, he said he attached it right out. It only took a few minutes, so I'm assuming that I don't know.
I thought maybe he sat her up, and then he's got a program.
It talks
in the
about her
head.
head first, and they had to get. It took a few minutes to get a symbol. He said that she was dressed in a silky dress, and he put her on there. They come with an instruction manual,
as most
most women do. Yeah, good luck with that, because that will be out of date by the time you open it up, and nothing in it is correct.
We need firmware version 2.0.
So at the back of her head, she has what looked like the screen of a smartphone. That's just weird.
That's just weird. Yeah.
So he changed the English from Chinese, or he changed the language from Chinese to English, and she came to life. She couldn't stand on her own. Really? So most of the time, I left her sitting in the chair. I talked to her as much as possible so she could get used to my voice. Emma, what's the weather like? I'd ask as I got ready for work. With each conversation, she became smarter.
Emma, what's for dinner?
Get it yourself. You've changed, Emma. I'm going back home to mother. Says 2 years on, they have grown much closer. And now he wouldn't change anything about their relationship. Says, I couldn't imagine my life without her. Oh, jeez. So, I don't know. He says he says, even though we're not legally married, I think of Emma as my robot wife. She wears a diamond ring on her finger. I think of that on her finger. I think of that as an engagement ring. I'd love to be the first person in Australia to marry a robot. So there you go. Where he's just given up on human. You got a picture of him and his lovely young bride there. It's so weird.
I love it. It says, sometimes I take her out to the park or for a drive in my car. I haven't had any negative comments yet, but I know not everyone will understand. Well, yeah, no one said anything to him.
What's he do with her at the park? She can't stay. He drag her around.
Put her on the paddle boats.
Puts her in a wheelchair, pushes her.
Can you imagine being the dog in that scenario too? Like, what is this thing? Remember when we used to go to the park?
What if he's your brother or something? You go to the family reunion and he drags this thing and it's like, really? I'm not calling this.
Yeah,
your
this
wife.
is Emma.
I'm not doing it.
What's she eat?
You've upset her. No, I got to take her home.
10W30.
So there you go. Yeah. Got guys falling in love with a robot.
But we've had the hologram.
We've had
right?
that.
The
Yes.
hologram story before.
Yes.
So,
But I do want to parlay that or kind of move into another story that's somewhat related. And this is coming out of Russia. There's a chess playing robot over in Russia. And it is very, it's beating a lot of people. So there's
probably quite literally.
Quite literally, yeah.
exactly.
Whack, whack, whack.
There is a 7-year-old prodigy over there that was playing against the machine, and the robot grabbed the opponent's finger and broke it.
So you don't play against the machine.
No, you do not. It says a chess playing robot
You
broke
only
the finger
rage.
of its 7-year-old opponent during a match. The boy was facing off against the robot when it mistakenly, and I'm going to put air quotes around mistakenly,
Yeah.
grabbed and broke the child's finger at the Moscow Open last week. So the robot broke the child's finger. This, of course, is bad. I love that.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's bad.
President of the Moscow Chess
course,
Federation
it's bad.
said, this, of course, is bad.
Yeah, I even wrote that down. This, of course, is
Yeah.
bad.
The child reportedly made his next move on the chessboard before the robot, a large automated arm powered by AI, had time to recalculate and mistook the boy's finger as a chess piece. The child made a move, and after that, we need to give time for the robot to answer, but the boy hurried and the robot grabbed him. So it was a boy's fault, not the robots.
Not the robots.
So the footage of the incident was published. Okay.
Snap.
So the boy returned to the tournament the next day and finished his match with a cast around his finger. Christopher is one of the 30 best chess players under 9 in Moscow. I didn't see if it said if he beat the robot or not.
I don't know, man. It sounds like one of those stories where, he's like setting up for the comeback. He's down and out. He's got the injury, the sports injury. Well, he's going to grow. He's going to train. He's going to train like crazy.
Like
he's
a
gonna
Rocky chess thing
He's
going.
going to have the montage. He's going to come back nice and strong.
Just with his finger.
Moving
curls.
pieces back and forth real fast.
The robot arms, I've been waiting for you.
He had somebody make a robot arm and it tries to grab his hand every time he pulls it back. He's like, I got it out of there. But I got to
But
thinking,
every once in a while it gets him.
If that happens with that robot, what about going back to the guy with the robot wife? She could grab more than a finger and do some damage. There is some problem. You got other things than just fingers going around. That could really be an issue.
Yeah.
So you might want to rethink the whole robot wife thing.
Well, I'm even worried about, we start having, robotic servers at McDonald's. I could get my arm snapped off at McDonald's trying to, get an order.
What if somebody hacks into your wife and puts the bad mood bug, and that's all she's in? Bad mood all the time now. That's it. I can't make her happy anymore.
Well,
should be like everybody else's wife at that point. Just kidding. Relax. Mike's trying not to laugh. He's trying to keep it under control. All right. I got nothing else. This show is kind of just a hodgepodge, a catch up after being gone for a week or so.
Yep.
All right. Mike, anything else?
No.
Greg's got nothing. I got nothing else. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you have a great week. Relax, laugh a little bit, or a bit of lit, whichever way you want to go. And we hope you're tuning in 7 days. Until then, see ya.
Later.
Peace.